Back in September, I reviewed a movie called Allegoria. It's a uniquely crafted horror anthology centering around a group of artists. It's also the third feature film from OneFox Productions, with Allegoria being the full-length directorial debut of Spider-1, who at this rate needs no introduction.
I couldn't agree more.
I enjoyed this movie so much that I entered a Blu-ray giveaway contest on Letterboxd. And what do you know? I won the Blu-ray. And now it's sitting on my shelf amongst the classics.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Around this time, it was already announced that Spider-1's next film was going to be called Bury the Bride, which recently made its premiere at Panic Fest in Kansas City. As if the trailer wasn't enough, Bury the Bride was also announced to be a Tubi original.
That's the best news I've ever heard.
After seeing Allegoria, I was already sold on the idea for watching this, so I was very excited going into this new movie. And holy shit, did it not disappoint. This movie kicks ass.
All right.
In holy matrimony, let's talk about Bury the Bride.
What made you want to do it so fast?
I don't know. When you know, you know. This is really great, guys. It's exactly what I wanted.
In the movie, we follow best friends Sadie, Carmen, Liz, Betty, and bride-to-be June as they travel out to a house out in the middle of nowhere for a bachelorette party. The evening's pleasantries turn deadly once June's fiance David shows up unexpectedly with some friends. From watching the trailer, I expected Bury the Bride to be a home invasion movie, like Texas Chainsaw meets The Strangers, or Friends meets The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh my God, I can't believe it!
Although that would have been cool, Bury the Bride is more like Evil Dead meets Pet Sematary. And I gotta tell you, I was not at all prepared for what this movie dishes out. That became evident once the opening credits were over, where I damn near pissed myself. There's not a lot of jump scares in the movie, but the few that are there got me real good. We follow a group of women that travel hours to a dingy-looking and smelly house out in the middle of nowhere. Go figure, not everyone is going to have fun. Tensions flare between the friends, and it only gets worse when some unexpected guests show up to the party. Which leads me to the film's biggest strength, which is the cast.
Here's to June and David.
Every character is fleshed out, and the chemistry amongst the actors feels completely natural. I'm talking absolutely terrific performances across the board. Sadie and June bicker and argue like real siblings do, and you can feel the tension in the scenes where June's fiance David is introduced. Dylan Rourke is captivating to watch on screen, and chews the scenery at every point with his amazing performance.
Sorry, ladies. Did we scare y'all?
I said it was cool if they could stop in. And he was actually worried they'd be mad. Yeah, he was right.
The one addition to the cast that took me by surprise was Chaz Bono, who is also an executive producer on the movie. Chaz's performance was so real and convincing that I actually felt sorry for him. Well, his character, not Chaz himself, you know what I mean. Although the monologuing from the antagonist felt a little overdone, this movie was so well written and fun to watch that I looked past any visible flaws or errors. The performances from the cast are what works best in the movie, and it's the key component that's going to keep me coming back for multiple viewings. Bury the Bride is a well-directed film that smartly uses genre tropes to both surprise you and poke fun at itself. I want to say nearly halfway into the movie, the story took a drastic turn that I was not prepared for. It took me completely by surprise. I won't give away what that surprise is, but I was genuinely happy with the direction it took. It's a different take on a classic subgenre in horror, and the amount of violence and gore on screen was more than enough to satisfy my hunger. If I have to give this movie any bit of criticism, other than the monologuing I mentioned earlier, I would say my main issue is with Scout Compton's character, June. I like Scout Compton. She's a great actress, and she's great in the movie, but man, her character frustrated me to no end. I know that June is written to be that way, and I get the reasoning behind it. Without June, there would be no movie. There's always that one person within a group that's either clueless or making excuses to keep things positive. But when you're following someone that's dismissing red flags left and right, it's gonna drive you a little crazy. And yes, I yelled at the damn screen, and it's because Bury the Bride had me engaged from the moment it started. I could probably go on for another 5 to 10 minutes as to why I love this movie, but that's just going to run the risk of me spoiling something for you. I had a great time watching Bury the Bride, and I'm curious to see what One and Krsy Fox will come up with next. I liked Allegoria, but for me, this movie was a huge step up from that. Till something new and amazing comes along, I think Bury the Bride will be One's magnum opus. The direction, the acting, the editing, the soundtrack, everything just clicked for me. Not only does it live up to its title and what you see on the teaser poster, but the ending of the film is fantastic as well. It's one of those full circle moments that feels poetic.
Is that blood?
Oh my god!
I had a wonderful time watching this movie, and you know what the best part is? You can too. It's available to watch on Tubi right now. Seriously, there's a link in the description that goes directly to the movie. Watch it for yourself. I highly recommend it. It costs you nothing, and you get to experience one hell of a film. With that said, I now pronounce Bury the Bride absolutely phenomenal.